Hello? Not hello. Now hello. Today is April 14th, 2021, and here at Natural Pigments, today we will talk about Ceracolors. Today I think it's probably the most exciting day for me because I will talk to you today about really unknown medium which called Ceracolors. And George created this medium 6 years ago. The process took 4 years, and only one regrets today, then I will not see your reactions, because usually when George and I giving these demos all over the country, artists are so excited, and so then run and buy the products. And so since you don't have opportunity today to buy it, but we will give you today 20% discount for next week, and so that will be the discount code on website will be Ceracolors. And why is that exciting? Because originally when we created that medium, so we were thinking only about encaustic artists and to give them extra tool for their work. But very quickly this medium becomes so popular among not only encaustic artists but acrylic artists and especially watercolorists. And so why is that? We will show you during the video. And like always, George is assisting me behind the camera, so we will answer your questions during the session, and I will show you several samples right after when we finish the video. And I know you will have a lot of questions. I know it's exciting, and I know I will make your day today. So let's start.
Encaustic is a painting technique that uses wax as the medium. The word encaustic comes from the ancient Greek enkaustikos, which means burning in. For a painting to be called encaustic, the element of heat is necessary. Encaustic painting was described by the Roman scholar Pliny the Elder in his Natural History of the 1st century AD. The oldest surviving encaustic paintings are the Roman Egyptian Fayum mummy portraits from Egypt around 100 to 300 AD, but was a very common technique in ancient Greek and Roman painting. It continued to be used in the early Byzantine era, but was abandoned in Western European painting after the 5th century. It was not until much later that interest in encaustic painting was revived. Artists in the Mexican muralism movement, such as Diego Rivera, sometimes used encaustic painting. Other 20th century North American artists, including Jasper Johns, Tony Sherman, and Mark Perlman, also used encaustic techniques. Encaustic art has seen a resurgence in popularity since the 1990s with the use of electric irons, hot plates, and heated styli on different surfaces, including paper and even pottery. The medium can be used to create complex paintings, just as in oil and acrylic. Although technically difficult to master, the attractions of this medium for contemporary artists are its dimensional quality and luminous color. In the 20th century, painter Fritz Weiss, a student of Paul Klee and Vasily Kandinsky at the Bauhaus, together with Dr. Hans Schmid, rediscovered the so-called Punic wax, which they believed was part of the ancient technique of encaustic painting. Their discovery involved boiling beeswax in a solution of seawater and soda. The resulting harder wax is thought to be the same as the Punic wax referred to in Pliny's Natural History. It was also thought that this wax formed an emulsion that could be applied with water, which launched many experimentations with wax emulsions. Although it is not certain that ancient artists used Punic wax in painting, Natural Pigments began developing a wax emulsion as a painting medium. After 4 years of tireless research, we created Ceracolors. Ceracolors is a water-miscible wax paint made from a blend of waxes that can be used in encaustic and water-based painting techniques. These are fast-drying colors suitable for supports used for encaustic painting, yet they do not require any special tools or heated instruments. Use any brush suitable for water-based paint. Once dry, Ceracolors can be used in encaustic technique, allowing sculpting and further manipulation. Today, Ceracolors has enabled artists to venture into encaustic painting in new and different ways. Here are examples of contemporary paintings using Ceracolors.
So from the tube, here's the tubes. It's 50 ml tubes. It's quite large, probably too big, but enjoy for now. Maybe and one day we will end up with smaller tubes, but for now it's big 50 ml tubes. From the tube, it does look like your regular gouache or watercolor, maybe even acrylic. So then you squeeze from the tube. I would suggest to clean the nozzle. Through the years, we had artists who didn't treat the tubes very well, and of course, because it is wax, it's not even oil, how oil build up, but at least oil, it's easy to clean afterwards. Wax is not. So then it will build up, and then eventually will break the cup. So it would be wise to clean the nozzle immediately. So from this point, I will show you just how it works with water, like your regular watercolor. Absolutely no difference.
We also have artists using Ceracolors with watercolors, doing a underpainting in Ceracolors because it doesn't lift as does watercolors, and so they can do lots and lots of glazing and then finish the painting in standard watercolors on paper. What is this paper that we have here, Tanya?
It's hot press. I will tell you right now. It's a hot press Stonehenge.
Stonehenge from Legion.
Yes.
And you can see even in very thin washes, you do get some granulation.
Later on same shot, we will show you how matte looking that medium is if you will just apply with water. But if you do want a little bit more waxy look, so then instead of water, to dilute the color, use our fluid medium. It does have a wax.
So this fluid medium kind of looks like acrylic mediums.
Yes.
And it does dry clear. It's a milky white. And it does dry clear. And it is a wax medium. So it's the basis, somewhat the basis of Ceracolors. So we use a slightly different formulation in the Ceracolors, in the actual tube colors. And Ceracolors is a blend of waxes. The principal wax is beeswax, and so it's really great working with in encaustic techniques.
And you probably even can feel on the brush it's slight different, of course, because it does have more waxy feel. Although I can tell you, as much as it's look right now like fresh and juicy, it will dry completely matte again.
Which is one of its advantages, right?
Yes. Yes, in this case.
It's an advantage because
Yeah.
unlike acrylics tend to dry very glossy unless, of course, you use a matte medium.
That's again, George opened a can of worms, of course, because I can tell you this. The moment we introduced Ceracolors several years ago, the first question on the phone artist called and they asked if it's possible to mix with watercolor. The question, of course, we didn't think about this because, like I said before, we were thinking just about encaustic artist and we didn't think about mixed media. Then, of course, when we started mix with Ceracolors with watercolors, yes, absolutely, you can mix with all water-based mediums. Better not, but if you absolutely need it. So, and I will explain a little bit later why and how. So what I'm showing you right now, so then if you will work right away while it's still kind of wet, so you can lift some of the color, probably a couple hours, maybe a little bit longer than that. After when water evaporate completely, that will be not possible. So in order for you, if you don't want to lift your color, so in order to protect the color, you just simply can put very thin layer of the, you can see here, so shiny part. You can apply fluid medium on top and that will protect your colors. So it will not lift off anymore. Unless you have a time and you can wait until next day and it definitely will be not soluble after that. In order to use the Ceracolors, because if you will leave just your on regular palette, Ceracolors will dry over probably couple hours and it will start cracking and cure, and so then you will not be able to lift color. So we suggest for you to use this Masterson Stay Away Wet palette. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know how to use this, I would be happy to explain. You can ask the question, but...
and what are you spraying there?
Just water.
Just water.
It's just water. So keep that... this looks like paper. Look like it's plasticky paper, and it keeps moist a long time. And the pad under is soaked with water for several minutes, and so then it will stay wet. I can tell you this, one time I was using 2 weeks, same colors and same palette. So that's very good. And again, if we talk about encaustics, so how much money you need to invest right from the beginning even. So for Ceracolors you don't need. By the way, for pure encaustic artist, I will tell you right now, it is not substitution. We didn't even dream, I didn't think about, we didn't attempt for that. It's different, but it's very helpful to encaustic artists, and it will be visible later. We will cover that later on the video. From the beginning, we told artists don't use on the paper, because once you tell people to use on the paper, so then it will be abused. But if you can use very thinly with water or little like small amount of medium, it's possible. And I will just show you washes, and you will see how that looks on paper. We will cover several surfaces, and literally it does behave like watercolors. So
Laura asks, is Ceracolors compatible with oil and cold wax?
No, it's only
not directly mixed.
Yes.
But if you If you apply them in separate layers, sure.
Yes.
It's completely compatible with encaustic as like painting over encaustic.
You said oils.
Well, it's what they're talking about is they color the cold wax
Okay.
with oil.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't see the questions. I will just rely on George to translate for me.
So the one thing about cold wax, folks, is that it has solvents, and this is a cold wax medium with no solvents. So just keep that in mind. This is entirely cold wax, no solvents, which is an advantage. Almaresh asks if the beeswax is bleached with hydrogen peroxide or sunlight, or is it punic wax? No, it is a bleached, which is the typical way of bleaching beeswax exposed to the sun. So there are other methods, of course. You mentioned hydrogen peroxide. Of course, that's one way, which it's also very, very common.
So you can see here, so we wanted to show you, this was encaustic board. So actually, later you will see then you can use Ceracolors on any surfaces, absolutely any. But if you use on that, so then you can see how it sucks the water immediately. So it will little bit different application than like in, let's say in the paper, and definitely different application like would be on wood. We will show next one. So good part about Ceracolors, you don't need the ground. You literally can apply Ceracolors on any surface.
Any absorbent surface.
Absorbent surface.
And rigid supports are always better. Ray asks, what are the long-term expectations of long-term durability for Ceracolors? So that, of course, is largely dependent on the pigment. And we have done some accelerated aging tests and with various pigments, and of course, they do work well. Keep in mind, again, this is mostly beeswax. So this is in terms of durability of the paint film, of course, all encaustic, all beeswax is soft. So it's not as hard as some other paint films. So you have to keep that in mind. But if we use the Fayum portraits as an example, it is a durable method of painting. Here's bare wood. This is a plywood. And this, it looks like it's fairly absorbent, isn't it?
Is it? Yes, it is. So,
well,
and
quite a bit.
we had the artist who she wanted to paint on wood, but she wanted to see the grain of the wood, and you will see absolutely here. So then thin layers, and I still have this board, and I can tell you that. So we painted this couple of days ago, and now I can pour water on top of that, and it will not take the color off. So that will be now permanent.
And wax, by the way, can be used as its own varnish.
That's the good part about Ceracolors. You don't need varnish. And a little bit later on video, we will show you how to make, or not make varnish, but how to make a glossy or matte surface on the board with Ceracolors. So you don't need glass to protect like in watercolors. You don't need the varnish like in oil colors. So it's own protection while you're painting.
Bob asked what was the name of the wood surface. We actually didn't name it. This is a piece of plywood. So solid wood, engineered woods can be used.
So drying time, let's talk about drying time. So it will dry as fast as your regular watercolors. If you do want to prolong your time of the, so we have retarders. I would strongly suggest do not use a lot, because like everything else, we love to abuse as artists. And then it will stay sticky. So for some time. So I would suggest, if you are using, use very sparingly, please. Here I show you, so because several artists are using fluid medium as like beginning, like first preparation for the surface. It's absolutely okay to do that. I can say no or yes, but and how it will look different, no. It's just a little bit easier to apply. You see, then I'm applying here burnt sienna color. It's on the top, it feels like a little bit more soapy, like, or waxy. Yes, waxy would be a good word since we talk about wax.
George asks, if you do varnish it, what varnish do you recommend?
We don't. See, that's the point. So you don't need the varnish. This is just a fluid medium.
Yes. So it's fluid medium can be used.
Yes.
As the Ceracolors fluid medium can be used as a varnish.
And I will show you right after this, actually in this session. So in order to protect the layers, let's say, so listen how that is forgiving. So if you like your surface, if you like what you painted, just put the layer, very thin layer of the fluid medium on top, and that would be your protection layer. So then if you will make mistake, how I will show you how to make mistakes here a little bit later. And so then you can just simply clean up. So if you finished your work, you're done and you're ready to varnish, how you say, so then what you do, you apply one after another layers of the fluid medium. It will be absolutely your choice how many more you apply, more encaustic look on the end it will be. And I'm showing you here how still it's matte, but see, let's pretend that I like that surface, so I applied the layer of the fluid medium, and more you build up, more wax looking will be. And so go back to our varnishing, and so what you do, so then you let it cure, or you can speed up of course with fan, but if you will give, like, let's say a couple days, completely water evaporate, so then you can take lint-free what is it,
cloth.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And just polish, literally just polish with that. And you see how waxy right now, and here I made mistake, you see how, whoops. And so you just put a little bit water and take out immediately. And so in order to protect, put again another layer of the, dry out first, put another layer of the Ceracolors fluid medium, and here I put gold. We do have 4 pearlescent colors, and so gold, pearl, silver, and copper, and brass, I'm sorry. So they literally look beautiful on surface of the wax. Yes.
Lisa asks, can you paint oils over Ceracolors?
We suggest not.
We don't recommend it.
But you know, guys,
we don't recommend
through years
wax with oil.
Yes, through years we didn't recommend a lot of things to artists with Ceracolors. I know it's exciting, like I promise you, but you know, certain things we really don't recommend because it's about longevity of your paint and or your art.
We just missed that segment on
yes,
all the color. We have 36 colors in the range right now,
yes,
and we're going to be introducing more.
So here's again I'm using Stay Wet palette, and here's I will show you a couple of our mediums. That's how gel medium looks like, and this will give you more glassy look or more waxy look on surface. Okay.
And remember, all of this is wax.
Yes.
This is wax, folks. And it's a wax with a higher melting temperature. We don't put dammer crystals in here because dammer darkens with age. So that's why we don't do that. So it's a blend of wax, very high melting point.
That's why I always joke about this medium. This is probably the best child of George's child. So this is not your acrylics. There are no any formaldehyde, any ammonia, anything. Yeah. So it's very
no harmful substances in this at all.
So very safe to use for your children if you want them to use that. And so
but this is a professional medium.
It is professional, yes, and it's probably a little bit more expensive for children, but we always have this question people ask about because it is safe. It's definitely safer even than acrylics. So, but yes, we created this specifically for professional artists. And so here I wanted to show you how impasto look will be on the surface and how they will dry.
One question is, can you put encaustic over Ceracolors?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is the good part. What you cannot do with encaustic, you can't do very thin layers, very
hard to do details.
Yes.
So technically very difficult with hot tools, but here, see, this is where you can actually put Ceracolors on top of encaustic because you can paint details, as you saw those paintings at the beginning of the video here.
Yes. So you can basically go back and forth. You can,
look how thick that is.
So
real paste.
Yeah. So you can go back and forth with encaustic. You know, again, here's the thing. So traveling with our painting best practices classes all over the world, we found, which is interesting. So we found the biggest group of artists are growing. It's encaustic artists. The problem every time we hear this, it's fumes. It's very expensive to start even. But the most, of course, it's the people worry about their health. So that's why George created these colors, because it's very easy to use. You don't need any hot tools if you don't want it. But if you absolutely want to have fun with that, all tools from encaustic will work for Ceracolors. And so the advantages, again, it's healthy and now available to everybody.
Sydney asks, is there a need to prep wood to prevent support-induced discoloration? We have not, in our tests, we have not seen any support-induced discoloration with Ceracolors.
Great question. So, thank you for that. Yes.
And we showed that you can apply it directly to wood surfaces. Bob asked if it's okay to use cardboard. I don't think you want to use cardboard as a support for painting if you want it to last any length of time. But yes, you can put it on a museum board. We always recommend rigid surfaces, especially if you do impasto or thick paint. See, Judy asks, how do we order in Canada? You can order.
Yes, articulation has,
in Toronto.
It will be from next week, Judy. So for you and for people who are watching today from Canada, we will extend that discount code for next week. It's actually, we just sent that palette to Canada, and it's arriving soon there. So yes.
Tim asks, how do you build up layers? We showed that a little bit earlier in the video. Go back and see it. Tanya was doing multiple layers and then putting the fluid medium between.
So again, this mediums we created. So it's basically just to kind of like to bulk up the colors if you want. All of them different. So like I said, gel medium is just if like instead of water, or if like using for dilute the color, or even if fluid medium is not enough wax looking for you, so then gel medium will definitely give you that look. So when we talk about paste mediums like molding and light molding paste, it's quite different from that one, from gel medium. So so now I'm applying a light molding paste. And George will tell us about spheres there.
Light molding, the difference between the molding paste and the light molding paste is density. So the molding paste has dense minerals in it that don't really add color. And then the light molding paste has tiny ceramic spheres, microspheres, that give it a lot of light. So it's just quite a bit different. And we'll show you how it looks when they're all dried.
So the molding paste will be more, from 3 of them will be probably more, I don't know.
This what you're showing now is
this
the
is
fiber
paste,
yeah.
Guys. So
this is actually a mineral fiber, so it's really interesting material.
And this one is good for if you suddenly decide, again, we don't suggest, but we do have artists who paint on canvas. So because it makes more flexible paint.
Add some flexibility to
Yeah.
the wax. Yeah.
So that's the 4 major mediums.
Gel medium, molding paste, light molding paste, and fiber
paste. Yes.
And we're going to come out with some more probably towards the end of this year.
Yeah. Towards the end of the year, we will come up with fluid Ceracolors. So we're already halfway there. It's already exist. We just working on the how to make it pretty. Okay, here we are. So let me show you, George, can you show up? So that was gel medium, and you can see how glossy that is, and you see how it's drop on the
it shrink.
Right. It shrink, but again, it's it lost the peaks. You see how I was doing peaks on all of them the same, but that lost completely. It's just become like this. So you see how glossy that is? It just with color and the gel medium. And here I applied thickly. And remember, even gel medium, as much as it's a lot of the water there, it's still, I mean, a lot of wax, it's still water there, and it can crack. You can see the cracks here. So you have option. If you like the cracks, obviously leave. If you don't, so you just take the hot gun or
hair dryer.
Better hair dryer. Mm-hmm. So, and then hair dryer, you can just slightly warm up, and it will just absolutely make it smooth. So you can see on molding paste, so when you apply just thin, it's a little bit shift the color. You can see that it's made it matte looking. So where you can apply with thicker, and you can see that that's crack. So I will just jump right here. So on that one, if you want cracking, so that probably would be two of your mediums, molding paste and light molding paste. The difference only on application, because this is heavier and this is more fluffy. And you can see the cracks here. So although it kept the, you can see right here, kept some peaks, not much, and you can see this one, not much again, but you can see the cracks here, and it's definitely this you probably will not change much. I would suggest, if you kind of like the appearance of the molding paste or light molding paste, but it's too much cracks for you, you can mix together with gel medium. And now, of course, I love that it's the fiber paste, and you can see and of course you can see all peaks are still stand up. This is the absolutely fun medium to work with, and again, all of them can be mixed together if you need it. So based on that, I will show you another 3 pieces I made with these mediums, and that is the fiber paste. So what I did first, I put that medium first, and then I covered with Mars Black. You can see how matte that surface is, and then just painted gold on top. And in this case, you cannot see the cracks, which is I can show you this. So this with light molding paste. Here's another thing. Here I did with stencil. You can see now you can make, I mean, how crazy that is. Now with encaustic, with wax, you can have a 3D application. And so, and here is light molding paste, and it's a little bit more. And you can see here, so here you can see I applied with fluid, pearlescent and gold, fluid medium, and you can see how become glassy. And so the possibilities there like enormous. So
can you show that board that you did the glazing?
This?
No, the glazing, the sponge effect.
Sponge. Oh yes, absolutely, yeah. Yes. This one.
Yeah, so that's an example, because someone asked, can you color layers, you can endlessly apply thin layers, and then put that fluid medium is what she showed between.
Yes. So I can tell you this. So like this. So if we are talking about, okay, here I was doing something precise. So again, several layers, you can just build up, and you can see how, so what it does. So what, okay, let me, since we are right here on that mode. So what you can do, you apply fluid medium right on top, and I will show, then you will not be scared what so you apply, and sometimes when you apply too many layers, obviously remember that's wax and water, and it will beat up. Don't afraid of that. You can see the beating up. So once it's dry out, so what you will do, you can take the lint-free cloth and just buff it. And so that will be, again, the surface, what we were talking about, varnish, you don't need even varnish. But what good thing about Ceracolors, so then artists started call us and tell us your ideas, and so which we didn't even think about originally. So it's on it's used on monotype.
You can use it
monotype prints. Yes.
Yep.
So, and you can use as fluid medium. You can use as a glue. So you can look and you can see here.
That's a collage.
And you can glue absolutely anything. Here's glued wood to wood, and again here's, you can see then surface was done before and then glued afterwards. So here's fabric glued. Here's paper under, and here's glued eggshells. So, and of course, you definitely can have even gold applied with that.
Yeah,
so,
that's metal composition leaf.
Yes.
So imitation gold, you can,
yes.
And you can use the fluid medium to adhere it.
So you can actually have as a George, what's that? Image transfers. And so here I did 2 image transfers, one after another. I made first one, and I thought I'm missing something. Then of course, I missed B. So then I made on top of one, another one. So, and here I want to show you several examples of the, let me go back. So if somebody was asking about the, the layers, and remember I was talking about how flat or matte looking, and you can see this is just with water, applying several layers. And so this is with fluid medium, and you can see, look at this, on the third layer, it suddenly started beat up. I left this specifically to show you because it's beating up because obviously water is evaporating faster than wax is settling. So then it's beating, imagine when like you painting on the glass, for example. So, but you can see then you overcome that. If you are just making,
you can usually scrub it out on the painting.
Yes, you can do that,
or use
or even
heat.
Just exactly. So if you will do this faster. So here's with gel medium, and you can see then with just my simple tool, so you can scratch through. You can scratch through with this, of course, but not much here. Look at that. So that's completely permanent now. So okay, this we covered that, and so
I have some questions.
Yes.
So some of the questions here, Caddy asks, can I use the mediums with natural dry pigments?
Oh, yes, good. Thank you, because we needed to cover, I promised to cover that. Yes. So we have 36 colors in a range of Ceracolors. If you don't see the color yet, we will end up with many more. But for now, you can take any pigment you like and mix with gel medium or fluid medium if you want. So, but gel will make more sense because it's more wax there. So, and then you will make your own Ceracolor. If you have your favorite watercolor and you don't have that color in range of Ceracolors, mix with gel medium, and it will be your Ceracolor. The difference is more you mix with watercolor, more it will behave like one, because you see, like it will lift off a little bit more color than with Ceracolors, because with Ceracolors, if I will show you right now what we painted a couple days ago, it's impossible to lift the color. With watercolors, it will. With then of course there another group of artists, acrylic artists, absolutely love Ceracolors now because it cut the sheen. But the danger with that, then it will not be would not be flexible anymore, as like you can't use the heat at some point if you use a lot of acrylic. So just think it's like this. More watercolor, it will more behave like watercolor. More acrylic, it's not lift off. So here we were talking about not using on paper. Look at this. So here's Butch Krieger used on paper, and it's flexible, but again, just because it's very thin. I see you have question. Yes, George? Yes.
Lori asks, can one use the fluid medium over an oil painting? No.
No, absolutely not.
It is water-based.
Again,
Keep in mind, it is water-based, and you won't successfully use it in painting. Remember, Ceracolors is waterborne. So you can't mix it with anything that is oil-based. Now, some people, again, just to reiterate about those people mixing oil colors with cold wax, as long as the cold wax is thoroughly set, you can then paint on top of that with Ceracolors. But keep in mind, Ceracolors doesn't have any solvents. It is cold wax. It is really designed to replace cold wax and do actually quite a bit more. I have one more question.
Yes.
I actually have a lot of questions.
Okay.
Hillary asks, are Ceracolors available from your European website?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and we will give exactly the same discount for Europeans. Yes.
Okay, and so Judy asked, the paste right now seemed to make the cad red more pinky. How does it dry? It dries through evaporation.
Yes.
And you can see in the examples, Judy, you see those examples right there.
That here?
Yeah, see? There's your
Yes,
cat. There's your cat.
yes. You. Although here is so bright, it's so different from what I see on.
Well, this is a cad red medium,
yes.
so it's a little bit darker than you might see on your screen.
Yes,
but it is
so
cad red.
Judy, you correct. So it does shift on some colors, especially on molding paste. It does shift the color. So,
but that's really because of surface sheen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's matte.
Because it's matte. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Catherine asks how to wash brushes.
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about brushes. So on certain applications, I know you probably all love your beautiful brushes. It's wax, so I would suggest do not use very soft brushes. And but again, it's depend on applications, but most likely you will use a little bit more stiff brushes. And what you do afterwards, you just clean with warm water and soap. That's it. So let's say if you forgot your brush to clean immediately, just leave for a couple hours in a little bit warmer water than warm. Not hot, but warm, so it must dilute the wax. So it should be like, thank you, George. So, but I like to use stiffer brushes because it's definitely move the paint a little bit better. And if you absolutely, like, let's say you left for today and come back tomorrow and your brushes not cleaned, so then household ammonia will help. But remember, it will destroy your eventually.
But generally, just soap, water, and
yes.
And if it's a little bit like you mentioned,
yes.
Warm water will soften it up.
Yeah.
Again, Jose asks, is it flexible enough to be safely used on canvas?
Again, if you use very thinly, and if you will use with, let's say, gel medium, or the fiber paste, so just
but
like
not safe enough to roll up.
Yeah.
The best supports are rigid supports.
Through years, we heard everything, George. So every time we are saying no, and artist, you are artist, so you obviously will do what you need to do, and then call us, tell us what you did, and tell us how it survived or didn't survive. Then we will help other artists to understand the property of the Ceracolors.
You want to show the artifacts panel, because you can also use it on ACM.
So
with,
on artifacts panels, so I have temp panel. I had here.
You had it right there. The label.
Where is that? So anyway, I will find right now.
Just show what you got in your
hand. It's artifacts panels. Remember, guys, we are making aluminum panels and beautiful surfaces. And again,
lightweight.
Yes, lightweight, and of course, definitely durable. George, if you will switch the camera, I will show you again. So how it works. So this is it's called temp panel, and here's again with water, with fluid medium, and with gel medium. So, and more gel. more
gloss.
glossy or wax looking. And yeah.
It was also, we have a question. I've heard you say Ceracolors not compatible with oils, but is it compatible with acrylics?
Yes, yes, that's true. That's correct. I'm looking for the.
So yes, you can mix acrylics into the Ceracolors. You can, and again, Ceracolors works on absorbent surfaces. So if you have a glossy surface, it's not going to adhere well to that glossy surface, just like any paint wouldn't. But you can mix it with acrylic. The only thing is you lose the more acrylic you mix with it, that you lose its afterlife. And the afterlife is, once it's dried, you can continue to manipulate this paint forever just with heat.
You can see here, you see how build up layers. This is Butch Krieger work. And so you see how different. You see how different applications. So guys, so that's what I was talking about, different way to apply. So here's this one. And I will show you another his work. And this, and how that looks. You see?
Very difficult to do this with encaustic, but with Ceracolors, you can do all incredible detail.
Yes. So here's Teresa Haka. She was doing
a small demo.
Yes, was big fast. And we have our Fayum. This is Paco Benitez. And so this is first when I saw that, I just absolutely got in love with Ceracolors. So he has his own technique how to apply. We do have this on Ceracolors website, different applications, different artists, and we specifically taking different artists only because we do want to show you how versatile this media is, because there was oil painter with what we have there, the Candice Bahanen, and so she's an oil painter, and she applied as a as an oil painter, and so, and of course Alex Rydlinsky, so he has a couple videos about Ceracolors. Please check it or on YouTube or on Ceracolors website.
So we showed, you want to show the collage again?
Yes.
So just using the fluid medium, you can do collage. Just apply, and by the way, if you go to ceracolors.com, there's a number of videos there that show how she made these particular, like the collage. And,
we have another
image
application.
Transfer and
Yes.
Scratchboard.
Scratchboard.
You can make
So
your own
you can-
scratchboard.
You can, and again, we have a video how to do this, and it's not necessarily like white. You can do any colors. So you can do this, again, just because of the scratching option on that surface. So what else could we show?
Also, there was a question about gold sizing adhesive. There's
Yes.
a wait time. What is the timing for fluid medium used as a gold size?
So again, you need to, because every time I'm afraid to give the timing, because you need to figure out for yourself. It's your application. It's depend what surface you will use, because if it will be surface of the several layers already applied before. So, but it's usually quite fast. So you saw on video how fast it's drying. So the moment water evaporates, you can just apply the gold immediately. It will not be the same application, like let's say like where we're doing like the leaf, because it will be a little bit more difficult because unevenness of the dry surface, but like just pieces, yes, you absolutely can do that.
So
and
that-
you don't need to cover afterwards. That's the good part too.
So again, that piece that you see there with the wood, the little wood sculpture, that was adhered with the fluid medium. Again, these are all, everything here is done with the Ceracolors mediums and Ceracolors.
Yes.
Another question, Terry asks, can I do transfers as an undercoat to oil and cold wax? Yes, you can. It's again, you can use Ceracolors with cold wax techniques and with encaustic techniques completely. So let's just get that through, because that seems to come up over and over again.
I know, that's why it's very confusing. Every time when we talk about Ceracolors, it's always confusing, but definitely that's why we have this session today, because we do want to tell you that it's only where Ceracolors can't work, it's with oil colors.
Yeah,
so
can't
because
use
think
it
it's
in
like
conjunction
because
with
it is water, so
yes.
Nevertheless
you wouldn't use acrylics with oil paint, so same thing like that.
Yes.
Can you use Ceracolors over graphite and silver point?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. In fact, you could use
yes.
the fluid medium to fix your graphite drawing.
Yes. That's yes. But again, like with with silver points, I don't see the point why you would do that, because that's the beauty of the silver point. But with
they're thinking about coloring it, like painting.
Oh yes,
painting
yes,
on
absolutely, yes,
yeah.
yes. Thank you, thank you.
Ray asks, what colors do you plan to add to the line?
Oh, we just talked about this.
So
it will be quinacridone pyrrole. It will be
Damazolone. That's
yes.
that mouthful yellow, beautiful,
yes.
and it's a very light, fast yellow. So we are going to be adding some more organic pigments to the line, but we're testing them to be sure that they are going to be light, fast.
Yes.
Let me see. Jose asks, is there something to take into account for people living in very hot climates?
Yes.
So just don't keep your Ceracolor paintings in the back of your car where it's going to be exposed to the sun.
Yes.
You would do that. You wouldn't do that with encaustic. So just keep in mind, this is what it is. This is a wax painting.
Yes. So, but again, we are in California, and I told you, George created 4 years of that line. So then we did put even on sun here in California.
We have test panels sitting outside
yes.
in the sun, and with nothing over them, and they didn't melt. They're still they're still in good shape. So,
but again,
they get dirty, but that's
yes,
because it was outside.
And again, so as in any wax painting, so of course it will have that the slight sheen at some point. So you can just take the hair what is
dryer?
No. Horsehair cloth.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. So
either silk or a nylon
yes.
stocking, or
and just buff it.
Yeah, just buff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and again, so Jose, you asked about places. Obviously, if you will apply a lot of that application, of course it will be probably sticky. I really don't see how that will melt it and run away. That definitely never happened. But other than that, I don't think you will have any problems. So
the again, the question came up about the ACM panels.
Yes.
Again, can you show them the ACM panel there?
Yes.
Now this is an artifacts panel. It is a temp panel. It's called the temp panel, and it has a.
So you will see 450.
It'll say 450 in the back, and in the front it has a white coating that is designed actually for tempera, but can be used for encaustic. So, and that's what we've painted on there.
You need to explain what is
so an ACM panel. ACM stands for aluminum composite material, and it has two sides of aluminum with a polystyrene core, solid core. It's very lightweight, and it's far more stable than any other painting surfaces that are available today. More stable than wood, more stable than plastic, and this is the painting panel of the future, because there are so many things you can do on it. So it's really a great surface. So again, it has a special coating we developed for tempera. And of course, that works very well with any kind of acrylic priming, traditional glue grounds, or traditional gesso, and of course, these kinds of grounds work very well with Ceracolors.
And of course, we need to mention about in artifacts, we do have 22 different surfaces. It's for everybody. And so for oil artists, for acrylic artists, for now we even have paper. So for drawings or for watercolorists, and of course now we do have 10 panels, which is for tempera, now of course encaustic. So please check it on our website, or even better on website of artifacts.com. Artifacts.biz. I can't remember that every time. It's different. So anyway,
question Ivy
yes.
asks: Do you have a recommended cleaning method for finished work?
They're basically not
So
cleaning.
what?
What do you mean?
Well, like if it gets dirty. So we recommend coating the Ceracolors pieces or any kind of wax piece with wax. That's a protective coating. It will get dirty, and then you can just slightly abrade it or polish it and remove that dirt layer. So it's really easy to work with.
Did we forget anything else? So we talk about supports. We did talk about hardness, and that's
again. There is a brochure, but which has, you want to show the color range.
Yes, here's color range.
Yeah, that's the color range today. And if you go to naturalpigments.com or naturalpigments.eu, or in next month, naturalpigments.ca, and you go to the encaustic section and you go to paint, you'll see the full range of colors there. And so it's a good range. We're going to be adding more colors to it later, and you can get a 20% discount using the discount code Ceracolors, all caps. And the code will be in effect just after we get off this broadcast. So again, Ceracolors, all caps, is the discount code for 20% off of any Ceracolors mediums and colors. And
so you can switch.
Also, oops, yes,
yeah.
I'll go back to you.
And so just a reminder, guys, next Wednesday, George will have here session about fat over lean. We are going back to oils, our passion. And so I know you have a lot of questions about this, so then don't forget, it again will be 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time here at Natural Pigments. And so do we have any questions today?
About
anything? So that's it.
So people have, Joy asks, what kind of paper can be used?
Joy, anything.
What you use there?
So
it was
I used
show that paper there. Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. Hot press, cold press, whatever you.
Watercolor paper. Arches. All that.
Thicker, better, because obviously, if you will build up any layers like what I showed right here, which is beautiful. The surfaces, look at this, the surfaces are incredible. So then obviously you want to be that thicker. as thick as possible.
Judy asks, when does naturalpigments.ca start? Should be next month. We will.
It's on the way to you. It's the pilot already gone.
The discount code will work there next month. The discount code will be good for 1 week, but for anybody in Canada, it'll be as soon as we release the website, then it'll be good for that week. So if you subscribe, you'll get notification of that.
And we really appreciate today you be with us, and that's why we giving you discount. So then for people who watch us today, so we'll know about this discount. We will not announce on website. So we are, as always, happy to show you our materials, and have a great day. See you next time.